So let us start working on the Adventure Works dataset. I'll be giving you that dataset in the link. Okay, so let me open it. Yeah, so here is your Excel file, that is Adventure Works dataset. So this is a dataset provided by Microsoft itself for the practice. Yeah, so you can see that there are total 7 tables on the Adventure Works sales data. So this is your sales table. I'll just go through all the tables. I have a quick preview. So you have a sales table like this, and you have a customer table, you have a date table, you have a product table, resellers table, sales order, sales territory. So let me take all this into my Power Query first and then into Power BI. So let me select all this and click on transform data. Let me click on transform data. So you will be directed towards the Power Query window. You can see. Yeah. So you can see that we got a table. So let us do some analysis on that. So I can see that there is a customer table, and let me see all the data types here. Yeah, so you can see that all the columns with the correctly data types assigned. So let me have a quick scan of all this. I can see the date table also, and I can see the product table. The headers are correctly assigned. Resellers table, everything looks good. All the data types are correctly assigned. Here postal code, it is showing me ABC, but no worries, you can change that to 123 like integer later on. We can do that changes in our Power BI desktop also. I'll show you how to do that. So yeah, you can see that by looking at the data, when I see the sales table, I can find out that okay, this might be my fact table. On what basis I am telling? You can see you have columns and the data is so huge. And when it comes to like rows, obviously Query will show you only top 1,000 rows. But when you look at the customers data, here also you are having more than 1,000 rows. Date, here also you have more than 1,000 rows. Product, here also you have, no, just a minute. Yeah, when it comes to product, here you have 397 rows. Here you can see. So there are 397 rows in this. I guess, yeah, you can see 397. When it comes to reseller, you have 700 rows on this. When it comes to sales order, again there are more than 1,000. And sales territory, there are only 11 rows. So by looking at the figures, I can see that okay, this is my fact table and others all can be your dim table. But the more clarity we get once we go to data modeling. So let me click on close and apply and enter into my Power BI desktop. So let us wait for few minutes. Let it load into my Power BI desktop. So you can see it is loading here. Yeah, it is loaded, but you can see here we got one loaded queries content error. So you can just, when you click on error, it will definitely go, that error will be vanished, not to worry. So you can see that all your tables I have loaded here in the fields. So if you open your customers table, yeah, you can see all the columns in customer table, all the columns in the date table, all the columns in the product table, and so on. So this is a report view that what like we have discussed it. Now let me go to my data view here. In data view, I can see that data similar to like what we have seen in Power Query. Also in Excel, we get all the details here. Let me click on apply changes and check. Yeah. So you can see you got a customers table here. Yeah. So you got a date table, product table, resellers table, sales table, uh, like sales order and sales territory. All the tables are shown here. So if you want to like change the data type or something, you just click on the column. Then here you can see that data type, it is text. You can change that to a number, whole number, date and time at any time. Okay, you get lot of options here also if you want to change the column data type. So postal ID or postal code, now it is showing you the whole number. You can see that. If you want, you can change it from here also. So now let me go like whatever we have discussed in the previous video session there. We have seen of data modeling. Now we'll try to understand how your data model looks for this table. So once you go to the model, this is your view in the data modeling. So you can just collapse this properties pane and this fields pane also. And you can just scroll up and scroll down. You can see all the tables are here and we haven't done anything, but Power BI is so powerful that it has created some relationship automatically. It has created relationship. We have not done anything. So I cannot see all the tables in one go. So here you have a small icon here. Once you click on this, say fit to page, all your tables can be fitted like this. Now I can just arrange it like this so that I can see that, oh, this can be a star schema. I don't know. Let me check. It can be a star schema, but your date table is not linked to your fact table. Like this is not in a relationship with any of the table. I don't know why. Let us check that. So many times you will get a relationship created by Power BI directly. If not, at least you need to check like what are the relationship created, is it correct or not. If it is not created, you can build your own relationship. So now let me check what and how Power BI has detected this relationship. So once I move my cursor here or hover my cursor on this line, you can see that two values are highlighted. On the reseller table, reseller key is highlighted. On the sales table, reseller key is highlighted. So if I go and check, okay, if I go and check on the sales table, when I see that, okay, this is my reseller key, I can see that reseller key, and you have that in the reseller table also. So in the reseller table, you have a reseller key. So you can see that there is not a single value that is repeated. You can just sort this, sort by ascending, and you can see minus 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Every value is unique here. There are 702. All are unique. Not a single value is repeated in this reseller. So I can say that, okay, reseller table is your dim table. Then when it comes to sales, let me check what is the value in reseller table. Reseller, sorry, sales table, reseller column. Reseller column, uh, reseller key column. Yeah, I can find out in fraction of seconds. Okay, you can see here 511 511. It is repeated. You can see 221 221 221. It is repeated. So repeated means you have many values in this, and dim table means you have one value. When you try to build a relationship between these two, that will be always one to many. One means it is a single value inside your reseller table, reseller key column, and there are many repeated values in this fact table, sales table in reseller key column. If I double click on this, if I double click on that, you will get a new window popped up saying edit relationship. So what Power BI has done, Power BI has automatically created a relationship by looking at the column names. he might think like these two columns, and it will scan some rows and check, okay, these two columns have some matching. And when it comes to cardinality, that is what I was talking about, relationship. There are four types of cardinality. Those are many to one, one to many to many. So by default, it has picked many to one and the cross filter direction. So these two terminologies are very, very important, and you should like deep dive into these terminologies if you want to be a good Power BI developer. So when it comes to cross filter direction, now by default it is single. What do you mean by both? What happens if I select both? We are going to see in our coming sessions. So let me click on OK now. I'll not do any changes. So what does it mean? In reseller, you have unique values. So it is showing 1 year and it is showing many year. So you can read this one to many and the cross filter direction is single. Or you can use, if you are reading from fact to dim, you can read like this, many to one, and the direction flow is from dim to fact. So every time your direction will be from dim to fact, dim to fact, dim to fact. So similarly, maybe in the customers table also, if I move my cursor, oh, there is a customer key here, and you might get a customer key somewhere here. You can see customer key. So let me just scroll little bit up here, and you can see both customer key columns are highlighted in the fact table as well as in the dim table. Similarly, in the product also, both are highlighted, like product key column in the fact table, product key column in the product dim table are highlighted. These two are matching. Suppose if you don't want a relationship, uh, suppose don't want a relationship, you can right click and delete. Or if Power BI has not detected the relationship, for example, let me delete this, and yeah, you can see that there is no relationship created between these two. Now you want to create a relationship. Now you might ask like why this relationship so important. Okay. Now let me tell you why it is so important. Let me go to this report view. In the report view, now this product table and this sales table are or do not have any link between these two. But at the same time, this sales territory table and the sales table has having a relationship. Now, if I pick anything from the sales territory, suppose if I pick a country here, now I am going into visualization, guys. So if I go to click on country here and click on suppose a table here, take a country column inside that. Just a minute, it is loading. Yeah, so I am having so many countries here. If you think like it is very small, let me just increase the size. Go to view, go to theme, go to customize current theme, and go to text. Increase the font size to 15 so that you can at least read this. Yeah, beautiful. You can read this. Now let me take a sales amount. Sales amount here inside this table. Sales amount. Yeah, I got a sales amount. I can copy this, copy and paste. I'll take this same as a column chart. I can I can convert. We will going to see like all the details, not to worry. So I can get a column chart with these values. I can see that USA is performing the best. It is crossing more than 60 million, then Canada and so on. Now, if I take two more visuals, so why I got the correct answers, the reason is I have selected few columns from this, like I have picked the sales amount from this, I have picked a country column from this. These two are linking, so I got correct. Now let me see what is the linking between these two, what is the matching column, or what is the relationship between these two. It may be sales territory key, it may be sales territory key here. Okay, now let me delete this relationship. Once I delete that relationship, if you go to your report view, so this is not connected to any table now. Okay, let me go to report view and see that. Oh my god, you will be surprised to see that how come like the sales amount for all countries is same and all countries is same. That is absolutely wrong. So you have not built a correct data model. You can like, we can say in fraction of seconds. So there is some mistake in your data model. So to correct that, you need to go and build a correct data model or build on work on relationship. So what is a common column between these two? You need to match that. So I guess it is a sales territory key and sales territory key. These both are matching. So you can just drag it and drop it on that column. You can see that. Drag and drop it on the same column. Leave it. Okay. Drag and drop. It will build a relationship automatically. So yeah, it has built. So one to many. Now if I come to report view and check, just a minute. Yeah, you can see you got your numbers like before. So this is one way you can create a relationship by using drag and drop. Like I generally prefer using that. Or you can do it by a manage relationship button here also. So let me show you how you can do that. So now I am building a relationship between these two. Now I need to search what is the relation between these two. Like, is there any common column? So let me check. I have product key in this. Do we have a product key in this? Yeah, I can see that I have a product key in this. So if you cannot see, I'll just zoom in. Yeah. So I have a product key here. I have a product key here. I will match or I will create a relationship. So to see like where you have a repeated values, where you have a unique values, you can go to data view, you go to product table and you can see product key here. Where is product key? Yeah. So you can just see sorted by ascending or descending. You will find like, yeah, it is starting from 210 and you can see how many products are there, like 397 products are there and 397 distinct values are there. You can see here. But when I come to sales table and when I click on product key, I can see that there are more than 1 lakh plus rows in this and all are repeated. You can see 322, there will be somewhere 322, you can see here. This is repeated. So I can call this as a fact table and all those as a dim table. So let me create a relationship. I can do drag and drop or I can use from here drag and drop. This is one method, but I have shown you now. Let me show you by using this manage relationship icon. Once I click on that, it will show you like what are the relationship that has been created. You can click on auto detect button also. Once you click on auto detect, it will scan all the tables and it will create a relationship automatically. But I want to create it manually. So click on new. It will ask you which table you want to create. I want a sales table and a product table. And what is a matching? It is obviously showing you a product key here and it is also detected the cardinality. It may be one to many or many to one and the cross filter direction is 1. That is all okay. And I want to make this relationship active. Good. Just click on OK. Then you close it. Now you can see a line between these two. Yeah, you can see here. But the question is why this date I have not detected. Okay, we are going to talk about that. So what happens if that date column is not detected? You can see that here we have a sales table, but we do not have any date data type here. You may have a date key in your column, in your table, but I want a date data type. Now you might ask me like why you need a date data type. Okay, let me take any of the visual, for example this visual, and let me take a date here. So if I take a date column here, I will get a hierarchy. So I can do some analysis based on year, quarter, month, day, and so on. If I pick a column chart, and instead of date, you can see instead of date data type, if I pick a date key or due date key or order date key, I may not get a, I may not, just a minute. So I may not get a hierarchy. So this will again lead to a misinterpretation. So we always recommend picking up this date key only. But if I take a date column here, and if I want to do some analysis based on the sales amount, so let me take this and let me take a sales amount in this y-axis. Not to worry anything about this, I will explain all the details. uh, Let me take a sales amount in this y-axis. Now you can see that we have taken date in the x-axis. You can see 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, and the sales in the y-axis. But you will be surprised to see all are showing me the same sales amount. So is that true that every year you are getting a same sales amount? The answer is no. Then what might went wrong is that is your data model. So there is no relation between your tables, so that's why we are getting a wrong results. So you need to go and check how to build a relationship between your date table and your sales table. If I click on the date table, here I can see you have a date key. That's it, nothing else. You have date, financial year, financial quarter, month, full date, and so on. We have date key here. Now let us focus on the sales table. In sales table, we have both columns now, order date key, due date key. So like that date key should be matched with which column? Shall we relate with the order date key column or with the due date key column? So for that you need to do some filtering here. So let me arrange this in ascending. Yeah, I can see that the first reseller, first customer key, first product key, and it is 2017 0701, but the due date is obviously 2017 0711, 10 days after this. So ship date is somewhere in like 0807 2017. So this might be your date key. Let me check. Go to the date key column in the date table and let me sort this by ascending, and you can see the first record itself is 2017 July 1st, July 1st 2017. So this might be, and I can be sure that this is your order date key. So let us go to relationship. Now I will build a relationship between these two, that is date key with order date key. Where is order date key? Here. So I will drag this column and drop that into the order date key and leave it. So it will create a relationship between one to many, because here you have a unique dates in this table. You have many tables, many records in this table. That's why it is showing you star. Star means many, like a infinite. You have one, and the flow is always from dim to fact. So let me arrange it correctly. It should look like a star schema. Let me make it close, little bit close, little bit closer. Bring it here, bring it here. But if you look detail about this, there is one more table here. We have not talked much about this. that is your sales order table. And if you see the relation between sales order and the sales, here we are getting 1 to 1. It means that all the records which are there in the sales table, that is exactly same as in the sales order also. So we are having 1 to 1. So how to deal with one to one relationship, how to deal with many to many relationship, we are going to see that in our coming sessions. Okay. So now let me check. Now you can see beautiful, your date table has been linked it to the sales table, and now you got a correct results. This is how data modeling plays a very important role before you go to modeling. So it is always recommended that if you have a single table, you divide them into multiple small tables, convert to a star schema, and then start building your model on top of that.